The reign of EVs as we know it is coming to a bitter end, as Toyota has just dropped a bombshell that renders battery electric vehicles simply obsolete. The world's largest car manufacturer has been cautious about switching to an all-electric lineup from the get-go, and if their CEO's words are anything to go by, this revolutionary new engine has the potential to put companies like Tesla out of business and will cement Toyota's legacy as one of the world's most innovative companies. Since their introduction to the mainstream, EVs have divided the opinion of gearheads around the world. They're priced exorbitantly high, give you range anxiety, and there aren't simply many options out there to choose from. Some are also quick to point out the soulless driving experience. EVs may be the quickest accelerating things on four wheels that money can buy, but you can't deny that they simply don't make you feel alive like an internal combustion engine would. A few years after Toyota's own all-electric experiment, the BZ line of EVs failed miserably. The company shifted its attention towards becoming the long-awaited saviors of the internal combustion engine instead. It only takes one look at the current crop of EVs to see that the technology is still not ready for the mainstream. But there are two main reasons that environmentalists bring up when forcing governments to adopt EVs: the rapid exhaustion of fossil fuels and pollution. Luckily for us, who still can't get over good old-fashioned combustion engines, Toyota has found the answer with their new innovation, the carbon-negative engine. But what exactly is a carbon-negative engine? Toyota has been at the forefront of innovation in the automotive industry since its inception, and the company's hunt for alternative fuel sources needs no introduction. The carbon-negative engine is one of their latest innovations, and on the surface, this technology has a lot of things going for it that have got the world excited. According to Toyota's CEO Koji Sato, the company has two main goals with their carbon-negative engines: making their vehicles more eco-friendly for the benefit of the planet and lessening the impact that outdated internal combustion engines have left behind in their decades of use. He has also highlighted that the path Toyota is taking to achieve these goals is significantly less harmful to the environment compared to what is caused in the supply chain of EV production, which we'll talk about more later. One of the greatest benefits of Toyota's carbon-negative engine is that it does not require any additional power to do its magic. There are no external batteries at play here, and the engine does not need to be hooked up to external power sources from time to time to keep it working at its optimum. This is a huge win, which not only makes this powertrain more usable in everyday life, but also makes it significantly more reliable in the long run. At its heart, the carbon-negative technology uses filters that are integrated into the vehicle's front to suck in harmful carbon dioxide gas from the atmosphere. If everything goes to plan, these filters have the potential to make all future Toyota vehicles carbon negative, which is one step above the rest of the industry, which is merely trying to make its future products carbon neutral. Could you imagine a world where the run-of-the-mill Toyota is more eco-friendly than an EV that has been touted by many as the most environmentally friendly vehicle ever? Words and promises are all well and good, but has Toyota actually delivered on its promise of a carbon-negative engine? Unsurprisingly, the answer is a resounding yes, and they are testing it out on racetracks around the world as we speak. Toyota has chosen the new GR Corolla as the test mule for this concept engine, and has christened it the GR Corolla H2 concept, short for hydrogen-powered Corolla. This is not your run-of-the-mill grocery getter either, as the Corolla H2 is a full-on race car that holds the accolade of being the world's first vehicle to run a race to be powered completely by liquid nitrogen. Yes, you heard that right. Here, the duties of fossil fuel have been replaced by liquid nitrogen, and they've carried out extensive modifications to Corolla's internals to make it a possibility. Traditionally, liquid nitrogen has to be pressurized before it's pumped in, but Toyota has found a special filling station at the Fuji racetrack to give their experimental racer the ability to be topped in no time and give the best chance of victory. Constant improvements have been made to the Corolla H2 that has made it a significantly different beast than it was first introduced to competition in May of 2021, which saw it use gaseous hydrogen fuel. The weight has been reduced by over 50 kilograms, and more safety features have been introduced following the fire that destroyed one of their prototypes at the round 1 at the Suzuka Super Taikyu 5 hours race. The GR Corolla H2 was initially a zero-emissions vehicle upon introduction, but the addition of the carbon filtration system has put the world on notice. Now it has the ability to remove carbon from the air around it while blasting around racetracks at full speed. A win-win in our books. Now that you know the benefits of Toyota's carbon filtration system brings to the table, let's dive into the carbon capture system in more detail. The system is made up of a fluid reservoir and 2 filters. The heat from the engine moves the fluid into the reservoir, which works in conjunction with the filters to draw out carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and trap it inside the fluid. Toyota has sought the help of experts over at Kawasaki Heavy Industries for the production of the filters, and considering that a regular gasoline car emits nearly 8,900 grams of CO2 per gallon of fuel consumed, we can safely say that the development of this technology will be of massive benefit to humankind in the years to come. As it stands, Toyota's current carbon capture system can only filter out about 20 grams of carbon dioxide over 20 laps of racing. We know that doesn't sound like much, but keep in mind that the technology is still in its infancy, and there is massive room for growth as the technology continues to be developed and more auto manufacturers adopt this technology in the production of their upcoming models. Toyota has recently made plans to introduce this technology to the mainstream in the upcoming years, starting with the Toyota Hilux Carbon Capture Plus, based on the popular Hilux pickup truck, and will become the first alternative fuel-powered truck to hit the scene. The pickup will be built at the Burnaston plant in the United Kingdom, and the British government has already funded the project with £5.6 million, with a further investment of £5.7 million to be received from some other key players in the industry. The Toyota Hilux Carbon Capture Plus will integrate second-generation fuel cell components into the tried and tested pickup truck platform and will revolutionize the industry once it launches next year. Toyota claims that this new addition to the Hilux range will have up to 750 miles of range, while being significantly more affordable than an EV at just $40,000. The carbon capture technology will also make its way to the Corolla as well, which is no surprise given that Toyota has chosen this platform for testing the new engine. The powertrain you will get in these new models will be similar to what you find in the current Toyota Mirai, which is already in its 2nd generation and has been a cornerstone of Toyota's alternative fuel lineup since 2014. The Mirai was one of the first hydrogen fuel cell electric vehicles to hit the market, which uses hydrogen to generate electricity, which in turn drives the electric motors to propel the vehicle forward. The first-generation Mirai was a landmark achievement in hydrogen fuel cell technology. It made 152 horsepower and 247 foot-pound of torque and was based on the Prius platform. The car received rave reviews at the time, and it proved that hydrogen-powered vehicles had a place in today's society. Although the limited refueling infrastructure held it back at the time, things have improved significantly as Toyota launched the 2nd generation model. Compared to EVs, the Mirai has significantly more range, being able to travel 402 miles with just 5 kilograms of hydrogen. In fact, the 2nd generation Mirai holds the Guinness World Records for traveling 845 miles in a single tank of hydrogen. Toyota is the next leap in this technology and will answer many questions in the current EV industry. Owners of electric cars might tout their shiny new purchase as the next big thing, but will be hit with a healthy dose of range anxiety as soon as they enter the freeway, because despite enjoying mainstream popularity for the better part of a decade, EVs haven't still been able to match the range offered by an internal combustion engine. The poor charging infrastructure is a whole different can of worms. While there are more than 145,000 gas stations in the United States, the electric charging network has been growing at a snail's pace, with just 64,000 charging stations available. Given that the government is pressuring the public to adopt EVs against their will, the day that EV owners will be forced to wait in line for their opportunity to charge is not so distant. The production of the batteries that power these futuristic EVs is also not as rosy as it seems. Illegal mining practices are common in the trade, and many production facilities have been accused of using child labor. Considering all these issues with electric vehicles, we can't wait until Toyota's carbon-negative engine puts them out of their misery. Not only would the diversified portfolio go a long way in establishing Toyota as a juggernaut in the game once again, but it will undoubtedly be the catalyst for the general public to get their hands on environmentally conscious and affordable transport once again. Want to know more about the latest trends in the automotive industry that you should keep an eye out for? Then why not like and subscribe?